Hi, it's nice to see you again. All right, I want to try to pretty quickly get through a really big issue, and it's really hot in here. I'm like sweating just sitting here, so I'm gonna try to do it kind of quickly. There's a big myth in the skincare slash dermatology world that there's no relation, or there's no correlation, I should say, between food and skincare or skin problems. Um, there was a study in the 70s saying that acne and diet, no correlation. You can eat as much chocolate as you want. You might, gain 50 pounds, but your skin will stay clear if it's meant to be clear. There's no correlation. Unfortunately, that study, there was actually two of them, was total BS. The way that the study was designed was extremely poor. Oh, I look like I'm topless. Was extremely poor. There was only about 20 people studied, and they were only studied for something like 2 or 3 weeks, which by today's standard that would never fly in the scientific community. Like this is just like debunked. So unfortunately, that study was quoted and overquoted and quoted and quoted and quoted again, and this just started to be like taken as fact and was never re-examined. And that's a real problem for Western science and Western medicine, because there's hardly any like crossover when it comes to diet and medicine. Physicians aren't taught very much about diet, and that's just kind of like, oh well, you guys have so much to learn anyways. You don't need to learn about food. So it's the same. It's the same with dermatologists. They're not taught very much about food, and that sucks, because that means that whenever someone is having a crazy skin problem, they're having psoriasis or eczema or cystic acne or regular acne, that they go to a doctor and they're like, they're in pain physically and emotionally, and they really want the problem to go away, and they're prescribed antibiotics or some kind of topical solution, which, will make the problem go away, but only temporarily. So anything like that is not a long-term solution. So that's no good. And, the cool thing about whenever you get a rash, and I can't believe I just said that, but the cool thing about whenever you get a rash or get acne is that it's showing you that something is not going on inside, right? Something's not good. And so it's sort of like a first line of defense, or like, like a little like yellow, like amber light, like something's wrong. So this is just taken as fact in Chinese medicine. Like they'll say, like, okay, so acne shows shame, it's some sort of emotional imbalance, or if you have acne around your mouth as a woman, that means that you're having some kind of like a hormonal imbalance, or if it's across your forehead, then it's a liver thing. Anyways, I'll write a whole article about that. But yeah, this is taken as fact in different cultures, but of course not our Western culture, because medicine, food, hey, like why would these things ever be correlated? Even though, was it Confucius or can't remember now, who said that food is medicine, and this is also what I take to be fact, and I encourage you to also take as being gospel truth. So food creates an autoimmune, or I should say, acne and eczema is an autoimmune response to inflammation in the body. And inflammation in the body is, more often than not caused by diet. And the reason why, people nowadays get so much acne, psoriasis, and eczema is because our diet is totally weird. We eat what is now, we eat weird food now. And no, I don't mean like miso soup or something. Like, I mean, which is not weird. I mean all of our refined foods. We're eating a lot of refined sugar. We eat gluten. Gluten is not a normal thing in our diet. This is why there's a lot of cases of, there's a lot of celiac disease and a lot of allergies and sensitivities towards gluten. Everyone has some sensitivity towards gluten. If you only ate like bread and pasta, and if you had like a wheat-based diet, you would feel like crap. Like, you would feel terrible. If you only eat white sugar and wheat, like, your brain, like, you would just be like, oh, like, you'd feel horrible. I don't encourage you to test this, but you know, like the first thing that someone who is suffering from one of these skin issues is to look at what they're eating, and if they're eating too much refined sugar, too much white anything basically, too much flour, too much gluten-y things, too much alcohol, caffeine, and dairy. Yes, dairy, which is my, like, I love dairy so much. I love cheese and yogurt, laban whenever I'm in the Middle East. Like, oh, I love it so much. I would have, and I am having a hard time trying to cut it out of my diet. But, you know, anything in moderation is fine. But it depends, you know, like, what is it that you eat most of the day? I'll tell you what it should be. It should be vegetables. You should have a plant-based diet. I just forgot the author's first name, but Poland said that, you know, the general rule of thumb for eating is don't eat too much, eat mostly plants. And it's true. I mean, if you switch to a vegetable and some fruit-based diet, like, you feel amazing. You drink lots of water, you have your green tea, you know, you're not drinking a bottle of wine and 7, I don't know, whatever, bunch of coffee. You're not eating a bunch of gluten-y things. You're not having too much sugar. Like, you feel like a superhuman. And you know what? Your skin, it shows on your skin. Your skin is the mirror of what's going on in your gut. So you have to, you know, read into what's going on in your face. Treat it with food. Treat it with food first. Go to the doctor second. And I'm giving you permission to question what doctors prescribe to you, and to take your health into your own hands. And, you know, also, it is your responsibility. So nobody is responsible for your health but you. No doctor, not the government, not anybody else, not me. You're responsible for your health. So remember that your skin is telling you what's going on. So don't just, you know, it's not trying to, like, punish you. It's not saying, like, ha ha ha, you've got a date. You know, like, it's like, you're stressed out, you're probably eating like crap, take care of yourself, you know? Okay, so I think I just got through pretty much what I wanted to say. Please leave me a comment. Please email me if you're feeling shy. Please leave a comment on Facebook or below or wherever. If you have a question, if you want, you know, me to address something, I will be writing a document about the food and skin and health and inflammation and all that correlation. Don't forget to use natural skincare products, of course, because you don't want to be covering up any kind of skin problem with, you know, alcohol and cortisone, which thins out your skin, by the way, and, you know, synthetic dyes and synthetic fragrances and all the rest of that petroleum-derived crud. So just take good care of yourself and your skin will thank you. And I thank you for watching this video. Please share it with friends.